So the other day I went on a 9-game win streak on my live stream, so if you wanna see what deck I used, this is the one. It includes the Sylvally card that is very popular right now. So yeah, I would highly recommend you give this deck a try. Alright, and now we are against a dark type deck, of course. As one would expect. This is Celesteela. That is not what I was expecting. I was expecting Darkrai. But alright. Let's Professor's Research. Maybe we get a Charizard. No, but we do get a Charmander. Let's play that. If he has a red card, then he can, well, fuck us up pretty badly here. Maybe he doesn't. Does he have it? No. Doesn't seem like it. Just getting a bunch of basic cards. And Celesteela is gone. Poison Barb comes in, so this... Where is his Nihilego? Surely he's gonna play one. No? I guess not. Alright. He should have something in his hand, because he, of course, got some basic Pokemon. We put an energy here. And Sylvally. And then I don't think we play anything else yet. So now we wait for next turn, then we can do 100 damage to Poipole. But he's probably gonna evolve it here. I would suppose. No, he doesn't. He's gonna attack again and do 20 damage. Not too bad. There's no sight of a Nihilego either yet, so that is pretty good. Let's get our other Sylvally. Then we can do 100 damage. So we knock out Poipole. That is one. And we get poisoned. So that's 10 damage, unless he gets his Nihilego right now. Then it's gonna be 20 damage every single turn. Ooh, a Gust Lord. It's no Nihilego then. Another Poison Bomb. I guess no Nihilego. Really? Damn, okay. Well, we could Iono, we could also Gladion. Actually, let's do Gladion and then get our type null. So we can play that and play an energy on it and do 100 damage again. Pretty solid. So he's down to 20 and we take 10 again. And now he has to flip if he wants to do 100 damage. So that is of course not super consistent. Or did he rage quit? That could also be the case. I would not be super surprised. No, he's back, okay. Professor's Research, alright. What does it give him? Nothing fancy, I suppose. So no heads means no damage, and alright, well that's pretty good. We can get our other Sylvally. Get this guy an energy. And then we could Iono, but I think we're gonna hold off for now. We could retreat into the other one, so this guy doesn't have poison again, is still at 50 HP. But that's not too bad. At least he isn't prone to being knocked out by Gust Lord next turn. So we prevent him from getting a point. And even though it seems insignificant, I think it is significant enough to do it. Okay, so Lucamine does give him enough, or no, just not enough energy. So he's gonna use Grindcore, and then we'll have to see how many energies he can get rid of. If it is just 1 or 0, then we're okay. If it is more than that, then that is gonna be a problem. No energies, okay. So that is pretty good. We take 30 damage, of course. We finally get our Charizard. So we can Charizard. And well, we can also do 100 damage still. So let's, well, we could Sabrina, but I don't think that helps because you can just put in Celesteela. Though, yeah, Celesteela has the ability to get out of the active, so that doesn't help. I think we just Mars for the 100 damage. Just to have the 100 damage. And then Guzzlord is down to 70. So he has 70 HP left. He can knock me out with his Tyrannical Hole. But then we still have the Sylvally on the bench, so that's not too bad. Let's see if he goes for it. Lucamine. Okay. So he puts energies on the other guy, but then he will have to swap out right now. And use Grindcore again. Oh, well, actually he can just swap out with Celesteela, of course, yeah. That makes sense. I forgot about that for a second. Okay, so he does 30 damage done. Sylvally goes down to 10. So still not too bad. Okay. There we go. He flips heads once, twice. Okay, so we're out of energies on our one Sylvally. Alright, so now it is a little bit of a hard game. We could... what do we do here? So we won't get enough energies on our Sylvally, of course. It will die to poison. So I think we're just gonna retreat it. So it doesn't die to poison for the other one. It only has 1 energy as well. But I mean, we'll have to start somewhere. We could have also used Charizard. Let's Iono, maybe we get something fun. What do we get? A Pokeball and a Lily and a Charizard. Alright. Pokeball doesn't really do anything. I might have had to put in... Okay, so our one Sylvally is knocked out here. So he gets 1 point, but we still have the older one. Which we actually can't use because our supporter card is useless in that regard. But Guzzlord does 120, Charizard has 180. But this Guzzlord has not had any damage done to it. So we do have to swap into Sylvally, I think, to get an energy on it. Well, we can't use Lily, so we can't do 100 damage. So we'll have to do 50. But then at least he is down to 120. So our Charizard would be able to knock it out. He is of course gonna knock out Sylvally here. At least he should. Or he could get the Charmander, but I'm not sure how useful that is. Okay, so yeah, Tyrannical Hole, Sylvally is gone. We'll have to put in our Charizard and let's hope for a rare candy. So in case he has the Sabrina, that he can't get the Charmander in the active. Okay, so there we go, we do get a rare candy. That is pretty crucial, I think. So let's put an energy on there and use Stoke here. So he can't use Lily on his Ghost Lord. And he can only do 120. Or he has to use Grindcore and like get rid of all my energies, which, yep, he is gonna try, but seems very unlikely to happen. Okay, so he got rid of no energies and we win the game. That is lovely. Yep, he concedes even. Okay. It wasn't an easy game, but we still did it. A grass type deck. And we start with a type Null and a Sylvally in hand. So that is pretty decent. This has to be like a Buzzwole deck, right? Yeah, it is. Okay. As expected. Okay, so he does start. So if we're lucky, we flip heads and we do 40 damage next turn. Otherwise we do 20. And then we could like Mars next turn into Sylvally to knock out Cortana if it is needed. Or if it seems useful. Okay, there's a Buzzwole. And a Celesteela also. Well, this is nothing useful yet for me. Okay, we do 40 damage. That is kind of nice. Let's see if we can knock out this Cortana next turn. Or that we'll have to wait for a little bit longer to do that. Okay. No, he heals it. But doesn't mean that we can't knock it out. So we do have a Sylvally in hand. And using Gladion is not bad here, so let's do that. We get the other type Null. And play Sylvally. So we can knock out this Cortana. That is 1 point. And he has only 1 energy in his discard pile. So even if he has Lusamine, it will only provide him with 1 energy. So that's not too bad. So Buzzwole is not going to do too much yet. He is able to do 30 damage if he wants to, and then next turn big beat. But then we do have a type Null on our bench still. And Mars. So that is also not too bad. He also plays Professor's Research right now. So Mars is not too bad next turn maybe. Ooh, okay, so he red guards. So my hand is gone. Oh, okay, Professor's Research is good. We can just Professor's Research Sylvally for 100 damage. And then if he has Lusamine, he could knock out my Sylvally, but then we have the other guy on the bench, so maybe that is useful. A Leaf Cape though, so 30 extra HP is gonna be a little bit harder to deal with. Sabrina, Okay, so let's Professor's Research. Another Charmander and a Sylvally. Okay, so let's evolve into Sylvally, play both Charmanders. And we can do 100 damage again. Not bad. Buzzwole is down to 70. If he uses Big Beat, then we can knock him out next turn. If he doesn't... Well, he has to retreat his Buzzwole here. Otherwise I just simply win the game. We can just Mars or Sabrina, doesn't really matter. Okay, 1 energy on the benched Buzzwole. Plus Ultra Thrusters brings it in. It should bring it in. Or does he put in Celesteela? That's also an option. No, okay, Buzzwole gets in. So we can do another 100 damage. Oh, actually. Maybe we can't, because we don't have... Oh, no, never mind. We have a Professor's Research. So yeah, we can just Professor's Research. Maybe we also get a Charizard. Let's see, we do get one. Lily and a Charizard, let's go. So rare candy a Charizard. Not bad. Then play an energy on this guy, do another 100 damage. There we go, he's down to 40 as well. So we have one guy with 70 HP left, one with 40. Okay, there we go, he concedes. Third win in a row. Let's go. Now let's try not go on a losing streak after this. Surely we will not lose next game, right? Wait, it's only 2 games in a row we won. I thought we won 3. Well, that's my bad. We're at 11:37. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it's 2 games. I thought it was already 3, but no, it's 2. Okay, let's try to get our third then. Charmander. So we don't have a rare candy or a type null. So our starting hand is not the most amazing yet. But who knows, maybe we can get something useful. Well, first we can, of course, do 20 damage. Yeah, it's fighting type weakness. And we can Iono, so maybe we get a little bit of a better hand. Let's see. Oh, a Pokeball. And a type null, yeah, this is better. So we can type null, get another type null, and then we have a Professor's Research as well. So that's not too bad. Do 20 damage. Let's go, he's down to 40. Yep, Rocky Helmet. Kinda annoying, but not too bad. At least it's not a Poison Barb. Because with a Nihiligo on the bench, a Poison Barb would have been very annoying to deal with. It's Professor's Research, maybe we get a rare candy? Pokeball? Yes, we do get a rare candy, that is awesome. Okay, let's play that. We can get our other Charmander as well. Who knows, maybe we even get the other rare candy, that would be pretty insane. Let's use Stoke here. So we have 3 extra energies on our Charizard. Pretty good. Alright. Flips a heads and a tails. So we lose 1 energy. That does mean we don't get to Steam Artillery next turn. So he did prevent us from doing that, at least for 1 turn then. And he does 20 damage, that's not a whole lot. Oh wow, we get another rare candy. Okay, so we have double Charizard, we have double type null. We don't have any cards in our hand though, that is the more annoying part about this. But then still, we do have a Charizard in the active with 7 energy. And he's not playing Gallade. If he was playing Gallade, we would be fucked. But he's not, so that's good. Let's see if he has anything useful. Maybe he has like the Ghost Lord that can at least tank a little bit. Not sure though. It doesn't seem like he has that much stuff to deal with. Even more lovely would be maybe drawing a Sylvally of some kind. What we even could do is swap out our Charizard next turn. But we'll see how low he gets. I think he gets to 110, yep, and then, okay, we do get a Sylvally as well. So let's put an energy there. So he goes down to 90 after this. Or, yeah. And then takes another 20 from poison, so down to 70. So if he has... well, actually only 10, because Nihiligo is knocked out, so poison is only 10 damage, right? I suspect. Let's see. Oh, there's a Guzzlord, okay. So I might get our Charizard back into my bench next turn. Kinda depends. Okay, so we do take 10 more. Sabrina. Okay. So let's retreat into Sylvally. So Charizard is cured of poison. Then we can Sabrina the Guzzlord in. And that means he has now his Guzzlord in the active. We can do 100 damage. He can't retreat it because it costs 4 to retreat. He doesn't have a Celesteela. Maybe he has one. But even then, I think we're okay. And then next turn I can just swap into Charizard again if he gets rid of my energies with Grindcore. And Charizard does still have 5 energies on him, so he can use Steam Artillery. Oh, he does Cyrus, so our Charizard is actually in the active. If he Grindcores more than 2 energies off of our Charizard, and we don't get a support card, then he does have a chance. But then he needs to Grindcore at least... Okay, that's 1, 2, 2. Okay, so if we draw a support card, like Mars, then we can still win. So we can't just swap out Charizard for Sylvally. Yeah, there we go. There is the 3rd win in a row. So now it is real. Now we are really at 3 wins. Okay. Who are we up against now? We are going second and we're against a steel type deck. Is this type null Solgaleo? Or what are we dealing with? No, it is the Moral, so the Xenotic Solgaleo. Which type null should be strong against? But I'm not sure how strong it is, as I haven't played it against a Solgaleo deck yet. Alright, so a Pokeball gives him another Moral or Cosmog. There is Cosmog. Now it's my turn, okay. So we can Pokeball, increase our chances of getting a support card that is useful next turn. And then we can Quick Blow, and then if he doesn't Mars or Red Card, then we could put in Sylvally next turn and deal 50 if we don't get a useful support card. So if he doesn't evolve his Morlul into a Xenotic, then it could be knocked out. Okay, there's a Cosmoem. So a Solgaleo could be on the way. Okay, so we don't get a useful support card, but we do get a rare candy for our Charizard. So at least we have a Charizard, and then evolve our Sylvally. So he does 50 damage. If he has Solgaleo here, then that might be a little bit problematic, but we'll see. Okay, no, he plays Marlal. So no Solgaleo then. Unless he has it now. No, he concedes. Okay. I think that was a rage quit. So that was a 4th win in a row. I'd rather have people rage quit like that than they leave the game, then we have to wait for them. Now we don't. So that's great. And we still get the win. So that's number 4. Let's see if we can increase that number a little bit more. Okay, so who are we up against? A grass type deck. This is the Buzzwole deck, isn't it? I'm guessing it is the Buzzwole. We start with a Charmander though. So that's not bad against, yep, there it is, Pheromosa. So this is Buzzwole for sure. Yep, there he is. Buzzwole himself. Okay, we hope to get a... Yep, type null here. That is exactly what I wanted to say. Then we can play that and Professor's Research. A Gladion and a Rare Candy, okay. So yeah, Combustion does 40 damage, not bad. Especially because he will have to retreat it if he doesn't want it to be knocked out. Or he needs to use healing. So a Erica would save it. But I'm not sure if you want to Erica this early into the game. Okay, red card. Rare Candy Charizard, alright. I am very glad with that red card. I'm just gonna say it. Okay, so he does Erica. So he's gonna do 20 to my Charmander and the type null. But I don't mind that much. Okay, so we Rare Candy Charizard and I use Stoke to get some energy. Let's put a energy on type null and use Stoke. Alright, not bad. Not bad at all, I would say. There's Celesteela. So he could knock out, or well, bring in his Buzzwole pretty easily if he wants to. But here comes Cortana for 40 damage. And we are going to knock out the Cortana. I think we're gonna Lily, just in case he has like a Lucamine or something that would be useful here, and then Steam Artillery, so Cortana goes. That is 1 point. And this Buzzwole should be next. Or well, Pheromosa will probably be next, yep. So it is able to do 20 damage. And then Lucamine would have 2 energies in the discard pile, so it could get 2, but that's not enough. So I think we're okay. Or are we? I think still okay-ish. Okay, we do also get a Sylvally, so we can even swap into that if we want to. Let's Professor's Research. Let's actually think that through. Is that useful? So we can knock out Cortana, of course, with either Sylvally or Charizard. I think using Charizard is just the easy way out, but then he might Lucamine his Buzzwole and do 120 damage. If he has red, then he would be able to knock out. No, he won't, because he needs Lucamine and red, so he should be okay. Let's see. Yeah, he plays Pheromosa. That is a desperation turn then. Yep, there's the concede. Okay. So that is 5 now in a row. Pretty good. Still going. Alright, so we're against a fighting type deck and we start with Charmander. Ooh, this is the type null. So the one that I'm playing, of course. Hopefully get a type null as well here, yes. And then the most effective thing would be Gladion into Sylvally. Next turn then. We do also have a Rare Candy Charizard, so that is also pretty nice. Okay, so we do get damage for 20, not bad. Now it is my turn. So we can Energy Rare Candy Charizard. And then Gladion, hopefully Sylvally. Unless we get another type null. Nope, there's Sylvally. Okay, so there we go. Use Stoke. So that is 3 extra energies for Mr. Charizard, and then yeah, well, he will have to do something here, otherwise he just loses. Okay, so there is the Skull Fossil. He's probably gonna do 100 damage here with a support card, or 120. Okay, no, 100. I thought maybe he was gonna play red and then it would be 120, of course. But no, it's 100. So if he gets a rare candy Rampardos next turn, then that would be a problem, of course. So let's Marsh maybe. I'm not sure if he has it. Let's Steam Artillery, so knock out the Sylvally. Now we get 1 point. And there is one way for him to knock out my Charizard, and that would be with a Skull Fossil into rare candy Rampardos. Which he does not seem to have yet. Maybe now? No, not yet. Okay. That is good for us. Well, Sabrina won't really do anything. We do get a Charmander. Let's also put an energy on Sylvally. So Steam Artillery to the Skull Fossil seems a little bit overkill, but well, it's the only damaging attack that we can do. So we will have to. Alright. So does he have Sylvally here? Yeah, he does, because of Galadian. So that does 110 HP. But we do have a Sabrina, so we can just get the Skull Fossil in and win that way. Alright. Here we go. So, Sylvally. And one more energy, Sabrina. That should be the 6th win in a row. Yep, there we go. 6 now. Very good. So yeah, this deck is pretty good, I would say. Just a little bit of a suggestion. Okay, let's go again. Let's see how far we can extend this win streak. We're against a dark type deck with a type null Sylvally opening hand. Okay, so Nihilego and Giratina. Alright. Okay, so we got a Charmander. Let's Professor's Research as well. Charizard. Lily. Okay. So we sadly don't get to put any energies on our type null. That's kind of unfortunate. So he does get to put one there. He does get a red card. Okay. We have a Professor's Research, so... And we could actually put in Giratina if we want to. Only needs 2 energies to retreat though, so it's not even that useful to put in his Giratina. But we might do it anyways. Okay, so we have a Sylvally, that is something. Let's just evolve it into a Sylvally and then Professor's Research. Maybe we get very lucky. No, we don't. Okay, another Charmander. That's the turn then. Next turn we deal 100 damage with Sylvally using Sabrina or Galadian. Kinda depends on what he has in the active, which is a Nihilego right now, which is gonna do 60 damage because of the poison. That is pretty insane. There we go, 30 poison damage. Okay, a rare candy. So I think we Galadian here. And we get another type null. So we put an energy on our Sylvally, and I think we're gonna take 100 poison damage, but he doesn't have enough energies on his Nihilego, unless he has a Lucamine. Then of course he is gonna have enough. No, a Poison Barb on Oricorio. So I'm guessing no Lucamine then? Yep, Broken Space, okay. So we take another 20. Let's rare candy Charizard though. So I think we wanna try get some energies there. So let's retreat our Sylvally before it gets knocked out. So we don't give him any free points. And then Giratina needs one more turn to get enough energies. He could swap into Oricorio, but we do have a Sabrina. Besides, we have a type null on the bench that is gonna have an energy on it soon. Yep, there goes Oricorio. A cape on Giratina, so we don't have Guzma in this deck, so that is a little bit of a problem. Not a huge problem though, because if Giratina attacks then he does deal damage to himself. I think we just put an energy here, use this. We could have done it on type null actually. Oh well, let's just use Stoke again. Though Oricorio doesn't have any energy on him, so he can't damage me. Let's see. Nihilego gets an energy, okay. Oh, and another Giratina, okay. So double Giratina. Okay. So if we Sabrina, like, what if we Sabrina? He puts in Nihilego probably. Yep. Then we put in Sylvally. We can retreat our Charizard. We still have 5 energies left on Charizard, so keep that in mind. We knock out this Nihilego, so we get 1 point. And his Oricorio does not do damage, so he has to put in one of his Giratina. Well, he can put in Oricorio, but it can't do damage because it needs 2 energy and none of his energy are electric type. Okay, Mars is not helping him at all. I'm not sure why he did that. Yeah, Broken Space is fine. I can just Iono and knock out this Oricorio, and then we're on a 7-game win streak. So, yeah, another win. That is 7. Let's go. Very good. That is another. Okay, so 4 more and then we are ranking up. Let's see if we can do it. 4 more in a row. Now that we are already on a 7-game win streak, might be a little bit harder to do, but we can still try. Okay, grass type. So this is probably a Buzzball then, I'm guessing. Yep, Pheromosa. Okay, so we do have a Charmander in the active. We get to go second, so that means we get to do 40 damage next turn. There is Buzzball. A Galadian as well. It's not bad. And another type null actually, so Gladion is guaranteeing us a... Actually, we could maybe Sabrina here. We can do some damage to this boss ball already. I think that is useful. So let's do 40, and then he has to swap it out with... Well, maybe he gets the Celesteela, of course. Then, yeah, it doesn't really matter that we did this, but if he doesn't... Then we're doing some substantial damage to him already. So yeah, he doesn't. Okay, so that's really good, and we can Mars even. So let's Mars. So we get rid of his hand as well. Put an energy on type null. Use another combustion, so that's another 40 damage. And then we could Gladion next turn into Sylvally and knock out his boss ball already. That would be quite something. Okay, so he does Erica. So he's now at 110. Does 30 damage. Yep. So that does make it a little bit harder. I think I'm still gonna do... What am I gonna do here? Am I gonna do 100 damage with Sylvally, or am I gonna charge up my Charizard? Charizard is at 150, so I don't think I want to do that. I think I want a Sylvally, so let's retreat our Charmander into type null. Let's then Gladion into Sylvally. Yep, here we go. And then that does 100 damage, and we can Rare Candy into Charizard. So if he wants to do 120 to Sylvally, then he won't be able to do 120 to Charizard next turn. So I think this is the best play. Let's see. Okay, so maybe a Celesteela is being drawn here. No? I suppose not. Okay, Pheromosa. Okay, so he uses Big Beat. Our Sylvally is knocked out, but we do have a type null on our bench. So this type null only able to do 20 damage, but that's enough. If he flips no heads, it's 20, still enough. Okay, so a Charizard and a Gladion. So we can even Gladion next turn into Sylvally again to do another 100. So if he doesn't get Celesteela, then we win next turn already. So that's 2 points. Pretty good. Let's see what he has still. Shouldn't be too much. So there's no way that... I mean, having a Gladion or a Sylvally in hand right now, in my case, is very unlikely, so... He's probably thinking that he might be safe still. But then in the meantime, I still have a Gladion. And we win. Okay. So that is now 8 in a row. So let's Gladion our Sylvally. Here he is. Sylvally goes in. Put an energy there and 100 damage. So another easy game. Or easy, well, it's not easy, but it is a win. There we go. Victory. Okay, I'm going second against a Psychic deck. Oh boy, okay, so we have a type null. I think we're playing it in the active, because we also have a Gladion and we're second. Oh, he is playing an Ultra Necrozma. I'm not sure how good that deck is, my friend. But yeah, we can just use an energy next turn. And then attack for maybe 40, and then Gladion into 100 damage, so not bad. I'm curious if he has anything. So he only has the Dawn Wings Necrozma right now. Okay, Professor's Research maybe gives him something. Pokeball is sure gonna give him something. Though he's using Pokemon Communications for something else. What is it? Ooh. A Ghastly. Okay, so no Ultra Necrozma. Let's use Quick Blow. Pokeball is useless. So we might do 40, but we're doing 20. That's also fine. Our Gladion is still able to get enough done, unless he has like Gengar, and we can't use support cards actually. That might be the case here. Why he is playing Ghastly. That would be very smart actually, a deck to play. Because Type Null really depends, and Sylvally really depend on support cards. Let's see. So he needs some time. So I'm guessing he either doesn't have it or he is not actively playing right now. Either way, if he doesn't play Gengar, I think we knock out his Dawnwing's Necrozma. Okay, so he does have a Gengar. Oh, but it's not the one with the ability. So Bother, oh, or well, Bother you need to attack actually, so we're still okay here. So we can just Sylvally into 100 damage. So next turn we won't be able to use any supporter cards, but we don't have any in our hand anyways. So it wouldn't have been useful. And he does 50 damage, and we also do 50 damage. But he surely has a Lily for healing of Gengar, I'm guessing. Okay, so there is 50 damage. We can't use supporter cards. Yeah, Pokeball is not useful. Let's play an energy on Charmander. So he does 50 damage again next turn. So we're down to 10 HP, but we should survive. Unless he has Giovanni. But I'm I don't think he is running a Giovanni in Gengar deck. I would be very surprised at least. But who knows, maybe we are proven wrong here. As we wait for our opponent again, this guy is a slow one. Okay, so there's Lily. Heals for 50. So yeah, we're down to 10. We can't use Professor's Research, sadly, of course. So we'll have to... Well, we'll do 50. Of course. And then... So we're kind of waiting for our Charizard, right? So we kind of want to stall as long as possible, maybe? I'm not sure. I think we're just doing 50 here. And then next turn maybe 20 with Type Null. As we wait for our Charizard to show up. Oh, a Iono is actually kinda good for me, maybe? Not sure. Lily? No. Mars, okay. We needed a rare candy as well, and that is gone now. So now it's at least 2 turns until we get a Charizard again. No Sylvally though. Unfortunate. I do think we... Wait, what do we actually play here? I think maybe a Charmander for guaranteed 20 damage, and then maybe Sylvally. Okay, we do get a rare candy. So who knows, maybe we get... well, let's retreat into Type Null. and do maybe 40 damage. No, 20 damage it is. Who knows, maybe we can still draw a Charizard. Our Choreo is also still here. But yeah, we still can't use our supporter cards, of course. And type Null is gonna survive for 1 turn. Then we could swap into Charmander, survive for another turn. Ooh, but we do get a Sylvally, so that is also able to survive for 1 more turn, right? So we do 50. That is really nice, and we're still waiting for our Charizard. Are we gonna get it next turn? Ooh, Sabrina. Okay. Well, here you go. There's a Charmander. I'm not sure how happy you are with that, because Charmander still has 10 HP. Galadion is not useful. Okay, well we can knock out this Gengar with our Charmander actually, and then our Choreo can knock out our Charmander unless he has Cyrus and knocks out Sylvally. But if he uses Cyrus, then he can't use Cyrus on our Charmander unless he has 2 in his hand. Which is not very likely. Okay, so that's 1. So Sylvally is gonna be knocked out here. So we'll have to hope for our Charizard. That is basically what we want here. Yes, let's go. Okay, so we Charizard our already damaged Charmander. So there's absolutely no way he knocks it out. So we retreat into it. And we can Mars as well, so he only has 1 card left. So yeah, what is he gonna do now? Not much. Yep, there we go. Okay. So 9 games in a row. Pretty damn good. Can we extend it to 10? That would be pretty insane. Alright, who are we up against here? We're playing against a fighting type. Is this a type null deck? Probably, maybe. It is, okay. But it is the one with Rampardos, probably. Alright. Yeah, so there's Gladion. And another type null, okay. So that is what he got with his Gladion. Let's profess this research. A Yono Sylvally, not bad. Pokeball for a hopefully Charmander. Nope, a type null, okay. Really was hoping for a Charmander there. And then we can do maybe 40 damage. No, 20. That's okay though. So next turn we do have a Sylvally, hopefully. If he got Yonos or Marses or something, then we still have a decent chance of getting a Gladion or a Sylvally. And he deals 40 damage. That's fine. We can still Sylvally into... let's see, do we play Mars or a Yono? Mars gives him 3 cards. Let's Mars. Okay, and then we put energy on our Sylvally, knock out his type null. So we're already in a better spot than he is, unless he has the Rampardos. If he has the Rampardos, then yeah. That might be a little bit rough. Okay, so he does play Skull Fossil. Yeah, he has a Rampardos. Okay. That means our Sylvally is knocked out. And sadly we don't have a Charmander. Okay, so he takes 50. We can do either 20 or 40 damage here, but we do need to draw a Charmander. If we don't draw a Charmander, okay, yeah. So we don't draw a Charmander. Maybe with Iono? Iono gives us a chance still. What do we get? Charizard, Professors, Gladion, Rare Candy. Okay, so no Charmander, which means, yeah. Alright, well that is a very sad way to lose our winning streak. But that was just unlucky. If we had a Charmander, then we would have a pretty decent chance actually still. So I would have then Charmander, Gladion, Sylvally. So yeah, we should have been okay-ish at least. Especially if we would have flipped heads on our type null. But okay. It is what it is. We got a little bit unlucky. We went against a Rampardos deck that did have his hand. It happens sometimes. Okay, we're against a mirror matchup here. So this is a battle of who is more lucky. Am I or is he? We're against Winter itself. Oh, wait, it's not a mirror matchup. He's playing Blastfulon. Okay. We can just do 20 or 40. Doesn't matter, I don't think we're playing Gladion yet. Could have. So we might not get our Sylvally with Gladion. So it's actually kind of a little bit risky what I'm doing here. Especially if he plays red cards, yeah. Oh, we do get a... Oh, we do have a Sylvally actually, so we're good. So yeah, the Sylvally is knocked out. So that's pretty nice. We have two actually. And that is interesting. So we get a type null here. With this Gladion. Yep, there we go. And 100 damage. So his Sylvally is knocked out. Now we wait for him to play Blastfulon and hopefully get a supporter card. If we don't, we do 50. And he needs 3 energies to do damage. So... Okay, Sabrina. So our type null comes in. That is okay. So we surely are gonna get a supporter card, am I right? Okay, we actually do 40 damage. So he's down to 60. We still have Sylvally in hand as well. But let's not scare him away yet. Okay. Do we get a support card? Yes, we do. So let's Mars Sylvally and do 100 damage. Yep, there we go. Concedes. Pretty good. Very lovely. Okay. 15 points away from a rank up.